I've always just wanted to live in Montana. Maybe it was from one particular movie I watched as a kid, or maybe God was preparing me for this all along.
Honestly, I love adventure and would follow my husband wherever he felt we should be, but I didn't want to leave our life in California with all my family and live where there was snow.
We started taking trips up to Montana about 6 years ago, just to check it out. Nicole has always supported my desire to move, but it seemed crazy that we had never been there. So we started taking long trips, and we fell in love with the beauty and the pace there. For years, we tossed around ideas of what to do and when to buy, but we knew the timing wasn't right. Then the Lord gave us a mile marker.
We finally knew we were going to move, and we finally felt like God had given us a time frame. Our church had chosen a new pastor who we loved and supported, and we felt it was really important to stay with our church just one more year to show our support of leadership's decision. We'd been in our church well over a decade, and we consider the people there family, and so keeping the year in mind, we decided early 2020 would be our time to go.
As we looked at properties and thought about how much we wanted our new place to be a place where people could come out with their families just to rest, the Lord really started ministering to my wife and I separately. It all started out as a daydream we joked about with my parents, but when one day they seriously said, "Yeah, we'd go with you to start a ministry," God started aligning a really awesome vision for what we could do.
I didn't grow up in the church, so as an adult, I always had fresh eyes for the inner workings of how the church was. Christians who serve in the church are some of the most selfless people I've ever met, and when I learned it was only 10% of the normal church congregation that does 90% of the work, I started looking at things differently. I saw the leaders who are there week after week out of sheer dedication and love of God, who I wanted to serve and help in any and every way I could. At some point, and sort of suddenly, offers to babysit for a date night or dropping off dinner just didn't seem like enough. I thought maybe God could do more. Not that he could do more, of course he could, but that maybe he really wanted to and that he was going to use us.
We were looking at properties one night for the fun of it while Amos and Nicole was visiting. There was a nice property that was perfect for a retreat center. And one of them said, "What do you think about going to start a retreat center with us?" And much to my surprise, I said yes.
Nobody in the room was more surprised than me when Craig said he'd be willing to move to Montana to start a retreat center. And because serving the Lord in full-time ministry has always been a dream of ours, we knew this was the way God was going to make that dream a reality.
Well, we're really excited to see what God is going to do with this ministry. I am a chaplain and Nicole is a biblical counselor, and we really can see being able to minister in families in a powerful way.
This really is so exciting for all of us. We have a big prayer team going, praying over all the details because we know that God needs to continually be at the center in all this, and we want to be completely aligned with His will for this project.
This isn't a retreat center in the traditional sense. We want to be able to minister to families in a way that helps them best rest, restore, and revive. Because we're a large homeschooling family, we can offer help with school and date nights for families that want a full service experience. But those who just need a get out of Dodge Camp David experience can come to a stocked fridge, set their laundry on the porch, and barely have to see us at all.
We want believers to understand we chose crowdfunding as the way to start this venture with intention and purpose. The first is just good old-fashioned stewardship. If we crowdfund the upfront cost, we drastically reduce our overhead so that we can host families at little to no cost. In my research, I found a similar ministry that couldn't maintain because they didn't have the resources to continue on. We'd like to say, if you can get there, the rest is taken care of. Crowdfunding gives entire congregations an opportunity to directly bless their ministry leaders by getting involved in this project. We consider it a huge responsibility to steward this kind of money for the Lord's work. Even if we don't reach our entire fundraising goal, it only means our ministry will have to start smaller.
We're so excited to see all God is going to do with this ministry. We know He's given us a distinct vision and a heart to serve. We hope you'll consider joining us on our journey with prayer and financial support. There are many opportunities to help us along our journey. So check out our ministry updates at cedarcreekministries.org. You can also follow our family's journeys while we travel between now and when we're fully funded at littlehouseoftheperrys.com.
And one last thing, we are really here to serve you. So please contact us if we can help offer any resources to ministry leaders you know and love.
Thank you so much for letting us share our hearts with you.
When Nicole first told me about their idea and the vision that they had, I was quiet for a minute. I could tell she probably thought I didn't love the idea, but I did. I was sitting there thinking how bad I felt. I had never even thought about serving our pastors or ministry leaders before. And I immediately wanted to support their vision, and it honestly changed the way I look at church. I am excited for them to get out and share their vision so more people can think about our pastors and leaders in general.
I'm a big fan of the 3-day effect. The idea is that your brain needs at least 3 days in nature without the stresses of everyday life for your brain to really relax. As a family and marriage pastor who has done many marriage retreats and family camps, I can attest to seeing this happen in real life. A place that is more customizable to the ministry family's needs is such a great concept. My family is really excited to get behind this project, and we will be among the first families to get in line to experience all Cedar Creek Ministries will have to offer.